Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. This is Vineet Pandey once again from Sahitya classes, and today we're going to talk about Christmas. Yes, how many of you know why Christmas is celebrated? Christmas is actually celebrated taking as the birth of Christ. Yes, after the crucifixion, Christ came back to our lives, and that is called the birth of Christ. So the celebration, one of the biggest celebration of the world and one of the most holy celebrations. Now, we talk about Christmas today, and we're gonna talk about the most important, most curious thing of my childhood, Santa Claus. Though I come from Hindu community, though I come from the area, a lot of people were having no idea about Christianity, Christmas, but because of my father, he is the fan of all the religions, all the religious authorities, and he's the one who learns and reads everything. He taught us about Christianity. So, one of the famous bishops, Saint Nicholas, was supposed to be a person living in North Pole, was a very rich person and had a great habit of making people happy. Saint Nicholas, he would visit in the night, going to every house, the poor kids, and fulfilling their dreams. He would give them gifts, which later became a tradition. And even in modern days, a lot of people try to dress up, to disguise like Santa, to fulfill the dreams of poor kids. Now, I Vineet Pandey want to tell you that there are many books which has talked about Christmas, and here I have chosen top 10 works where we either have the reference of Christmas or the direct connection of Christmas, or we have the Christmas theme in the background. So we're going to talk about the very first book. First book in this selection is Charles Dickens' famous work Christmas Carol. I know a lot of people have idea about this thing. The miser character Ebenezer Scrooge, one of the person who does not like celebrating the Christmas day. He does not like people celebrating Christmas, and moreover, when two people approach him to give some money, to donate something, he denies. By the same evening, he is visited by a ghost, his one of old friend Jacob Marley, and the ghost says that there are three ghosts, they are going to visit you, and you must understand their condition, their lives, otherwise you will also suffer the way I am suffering. Jacob Marley was also a miser man and was suffering. Now the three ghosts, they take him for a visit and tell him about life, and later we find that Mr. Scrooge has been changed, he has become a good man. Number 2, A Visit from Saint Nicholas, which appeared in 1823, was written by Clement Clarke. It's the story of an old man who finds Santa Claus coming to his house secretly in the midnight and fulfilling dreams of his kids by gifting them. It's the story of Santa witnessed by the father, the old man, and this became one of the most celebrated famous poetry of 1823. Number 3 is a classical story of 1905 written by O. Henry William Sidney Porter, Gift of Magi. Gift of Magi is the beautiful story of the couple where they have great love for each other, and it stands for great love, emotions and sacrifice. The boy wants to gift hair to his beautiful wife, and the wife wants to gift a kind of watch chain, a key chain of the watch, and they both actually make the biggest sacrifices. Boy sells his watch and the girl sells her hair. Number 4 is Journey of the Magi, written by T.S. Eliot, a poem, one of the part of Ariel poems. Now here we have to understand this thing, that this work is not having the happy theme. It is actually the journey of the Magi going to Palestine to find out Christ, birth of Christ, and it deals with the theme of alienation, theme of suffering, theme of chaos in life. As we all know, T.S. Eliot was fond of showing the modern condition, the reality of modernization. Number 5 is one of my favorite, Do Not Go Gentle in That Good Night, one of the best work written by Dylan Thomas. Here the narrator, Mr. Dylan Thomas himself, he had his father on deathbed and Christmas was approaching. He didn't want his father to die in the month of Christmas, in the last days of Christmas, and this is how he makes an emotional appeal. We can see the son, the father, and the relationship, the emotional bonding, and he says, do not go gentle in that good night. One of the most favorite poetry, one of the most emotional poetry I have ever read. Number 6 is one of the best story written by James Joyce, dealing with Professor Gabriel Conroy, the man who was suffering from identity crisis, suffering from identity issues, dealing with the conditions in Dublin. Yes, we are talking about the famous work The Dead, a story written in the Dubliners collection by James Joyce. One of the most important work also deals with chaos and confusion in Irish changing scenarios. Number 7 is Max Brand. Max Brand has written two famous works dealing with Christmas: The Boy Who Found Christmas and The Man Who Forgot Christmas. Both of these books have Christmas as the important themes, and remember this thing that Max Brand wrote a lot of other works like Fortune's Christmas, Christmas Tragedy. In short, Max Brand has taken Christmas as reference in maximum book and is primarily known for his Christmas theme. Number 8. Letters from Father Christmas, written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Yes, J.R.R. Tolkien, the famous writer of the famous series Lord of the Rings. I'm sure you must have seen movies. Now remember, J.R.R. Tolkien has actually talked about her own father writing letters to him in his childhood. One of the emotional work, and also dealing with the bonding between a father and the son. Number 9. Christmas Eve, written by Anne Sexton. We all know that Anne Sexton was a confessional poetess and has dealt again with a personal belonging, personal relation with mother. So it's a mother-daughter relationship, mother-daughter relation in the modern scenario. So the number 9 work that we are talking about is Christmas Eve, written by Anne Sexton. Number 10. Ending Up. Ending Up is one of the tragic work written by Kingsley Amis. Yes, the writer of Lucky Jim, the famous writer of Lucky Jim, who actually represented the modern conditions, and same has been represented in Ending Up. In Ending Up, there are 5 old people who finally die at the end. In short, it has the reference of Christmas because the opening scene is of Christmas, but again, it talks about something bad. So guys, this is Vineet Pandey, and as you saw that I recorded this video with a special reference of Christmas. I found that not even a single video is posted on YouTube dealing with Christmas as a reference in literary books. I kept on searching and I ended up finding one book again and again, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Christianity is one of the greatest religion. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, they all have taught us love, and that's the message, that's the theme. A person, Vineet Pandey, who is basically a Hindu, is talking about Christianity, is talking about Christmas. That shows that we Indians are better than others. We Indians respect all religion. We Indians respect humanity. We Indians understand love, sympathy, empathy and life. And that's the message to all my students. If you are happy with this performance and you think that Vineet Pandey always does something out of the box, like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe. Thank you so much.